Okay, so in our previous class, we discussed about forms in HTML. Okay, we use forms for taking some data from our users, right? Like here. Okay, here we learn about forms. In forms, like how we can display, how we can get the inputs from user. Whatever, like in forms, we have multiple types of forms, like sign in forms, sign up forms, contact forms, service forms. Like these kinds of form we normally use in many, like we saw in many kind of websites. So then in forms we learn about we must have to give a container, like that is our form tag. Inside it we are giving our actual input fields, that label and input tag. All this thing we learn. And then we learn about the purpose of this action attribute and this method attribute. Why we use this action attribute? We use where we want to send this data, user's data. Like suppose if a user enter his username and his password, after clicking on that particular login button, where this data, where this like this username and password, where this data to be go. Okay, we define that particular destination in this action. And then we discuss about this method. In method we have two types, that is first one is get method and second one is post method. Post method is like you are securely sending your data, users data, to somewhere, some server, like some databases. You are storing it securely. Like the data will not be visible in your URL. But when you use action as a like method as a getter, like normally we use action as getter only in filters and in search bar. In our previous class also we see how when we click on a particular filter, it will be clearly visible in our URL, right? I will show you once again so that if anyone miss it, they can cover it. See, just I am choosing this men's and here I am choosing t-shirt. See, in this URL it is not showing anything, but when I am choosing men's and this t-shirt, see, it is clearly showing whatever the filter a user is chosen. Clothing, name, accessory, top wear, t-shirt, and t-shirt. Everything is visible in your URL. But in the case of login or sign up, when you click on that submit button, the data is not visible. Your name and password is not visible. It means what? They are using post method. Means they are using post method. Your data is not exposed. Your data is not exposed in this URL. Okay. So to securely sending your data in some database for storing purpose, we use post method. But some like in filters or in search bars, we use what? Get method. Any doubt in these two attributes? Anyone having any doubt why we use this action and method attribute?
No.
Okay. Then we learn about this label and input. Label tag and input tag. In label we use for and in input we use ID. Why we use label? We are just giving some heading, like if you give input, then beside it you give the purpose of this input, right? Name, enter your name, like this. Just for the linking purpose means we have to bind this tags together. For that purpose we use this label and for. Whatever the thing you are giving in this for, the same thing you have to give in this ID. Then only it will be binded together. Okay, I will show you with one example. Okay, I am removing the complete code. Here I am taking form. Okay, then I am taking label. Okay, I am taking label tag. Inside it you can give any label. Name I am giving. Then I am giving input. Then type I am giving text. Why we give type? Like which purpose? What is the purpose of this input? Like you want to take the like numbers from users, You can give numbers, type as number. If you want to give password from, want to take password from user, you can give type as password. So now I just want to take name from user. So I can give type as text. So here I am giving some placeholder also. Enter your name. It will be treated as one kind of hint, right? Let's see the output.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
How you how you know the word placeholder? You already know, or it is there somewhere, the placeholder.
Actually, like attribute will be suggested when you click on this control space bar. It will suggest some attributes. Whatever the attributes this input field have, it will suggest you all those attributes. And it is a one official website like who create this HTML. They create official websites for the learners. Okay. So from there we get all the things, all the necessary things to learn HTML. And instead of going to that HTML and like we can't remember all those attributes as you say, just you can click on this control spacebar. It will give you all those attributes. See, whatever the attributes are this input field contains, it will show you. Here you can see it. A placeholder will be there.
Thank you, ma'am. See, actually, yesterday I tried this control space bar. It was not working for me. That's why I was asking.
Okay. Okay, I think you have not downloaded all the extensions you have downloaded.
Live, the one you said I downloaded, ma'am. Live server, like that.
Only live server. Okay, I think that's why it is not suggesting you. That is one more extension is there. That is HTML snippet. Download it and then try. Then only it will suggest you.
Okay.
Okay. See, you don't have to remember all these attributes. We are a humans, right? We can't remember everything. So you just have to just trial, hit and trial methods. You right. We can do it like this. Here, all these attributes are listed. You can choose it from here. Like placeholder is also here. See it here. Okay. So here I am
Okay.
taking placeholder. So I am giving enter your name. So now let's see the output. Okay, see, this is your label, right? This is some kind of side heading, right? This is your label and this is your input. How we are getting this? We give this name in our label tag here and this input tag we used and we give placeholder enter your name. So we get this. But see, when I click on this label, there is no changes, right? But as I told you, this label and this input must be binded together. How can we bind it? To bind this label and this input, we must have to use for and id. For attribute. So whatever the thing, whatever the text you are giving in your for, the same thing you have to give in your id. So for the binding purpose, we are giving for in your label and id in your input. Same thing you have to give. Now see when I click on this name. Okay. Okay, let me refresh it. Okay, let's give all these attributes. Like in input field, we must have to give all different attributes like value and name also. As I told you, key value pair. Okay, here it is. See, we must have to give define the name type in input field. We have to give type. We already did this. And in for linking purpose, we use for and id. The same text we have already give. Then we have to give name also. Name is your key value pair. So you must have to give name here I'm giving name, like anything you can give name. I'm giving name only. Here I'm defining some action and method as well. Action, for now we don't have any action, so I'm keeping this as blank, and in method I'm giving get. Why it is not getting focused? It was working fine right before. We already saw about this in our previous class. Okay. Okay, see, just a basic mistake. We give the wrong name in label. That is label. See, when I click on this label, this input is getting focused. How it is getting focused? Because this label and this input is binded together. When I click see now it is in normal. I am clicking on label only. This input is getting focused. How it is getting focused? We are binding it together using this for and id. Okay, previously it was not working fine because I gave wrong spelling. That's why it was not working properly. Okay, so we already discussed about it, and then we learn about some more attributes, like you want, if you want to give email id, you just have to give type equals to email, and for numbers you can use type equals to numbers. Then we learn about this required, right? Why we use required attribute? Can anyone tell me? Why we use required attribute? Okay, I will tell you. I can understand this form topic is little tricky compared to this list or table. That you just have to understand the concept little bit. So in require, it will becomes mandatory. You can't skip it as an empty input field. It is mandatory to give some values in it. Okay. So let's suppose I'm giving one button here. In this form, I'm giving one button. Button type equals to submit. I'm giving. Then I'm closing it. I'm giving submit. So here I'm keeping this input field as required. See it here. When I'm clicking on the submit button, it is showing me please fill this field. Why it is showing me? Because I gave required attribute. If I didn't give this one, it will not give me this error. Okay, it will be work properly. See, it is not showing anything, not showing any validation error. So it is must to fill it right like this. It was showing because I am telling this is required field. You must have to take input from user. That's why it is showing. It becomes mandatory input field. Okay, so that's why we use required. Then we learn about okay. Then we learn about input. Okay, in input it will do all the validations. Suppose I am keep taking one input like email for email. I am giving email. Here I am taking type equals to. Here it is now. There is no type. Type equals to. Okay. Type equals to. I am here giving email. Okay. So now see, I am removing this require as well. Now see, uh, it will give the all the validation by itself. Suppose I am giving some random alphabets. Here also I am clicking on the submit button. It is showing me all these things which a normal email contains, like a normal email contains at the rate. So it is asking me for at the rate. Okay, when I click on the submit button, still it is showing me some error. What it is showing, it's still this email is incomplete. So after at the rate there is some text, right? So that's why it is showing me like this. So this is the main purpose of using this type. It will do all the validations by itself. Like in numbers, you must have to give only numbers. You can't enter any kind of text. See, we have numbers as well. Okay. Here I am giving type equals to number. Okay. Now see it here. I can't give any kind of alphabets text here. It is allowing me to only enter any kind of numbers. Okay. So it will do some kind of restrictions what based on your input type. Okay, then we learn about some more input fields. Then we learn about this date picker. When we give the date input type equals to date, it will give show you some kind of calendar, right? Okay, then what we learn, just revise it. We learn about this name. Why we use this name attribute. When we click on the submit button, it will be visible here. Whatever the name you give, the same name will be visible here. Okay, like I give you one example. So see here I am giving email. Okay, I am just giving em. So it is your key. When I am giving my email and some random numbers. See, when I am clicking on this submit button, see it is showing me this em. So em is your key, and this my whatever the thing entered by user, it is your value. So okay, that's why we are giving this name attribute. It is must for sending your data to the server. For the storing purpose in your database, you must have to give this name attribute. If you don't give this name attribute, the data will be not send it properly. Now let's see. I just remove that name attribute from this email. Now check it out. Here I am entering. Here I am giving email. I am sending submit button. See, this email is not visible here, right? This number is properly visible, but this email is not visible. I give some email, but still it is not visible. Why? Because I didn't give name here. That's why the value is not properly sent it. Okay, so that's why giving name is must. Then we learn about this placeholder required and read only. Read only means you can only read it, you can't edit it. And then we learn about disabled, right? Any doubt till now? This is just a revision I am doing, so maybe I'm little fast. So any doubt?
No.
Anyone? What about others? Okay, guys. So we already learned all these things in our previous class. Just I'm doing some revision. Now let's see some more input types. Okay. Now we are having a look on radio buttons. Radio buttons are like we can choose only one thing, one option. Okay, we can choose only one option among multiple options. We can choose only one option. Like in gender, you can either choose male or female, right? So we can create this kind of radio buttons in our websites also. Okay, how to create it? You just have to give input type equals to radio. Input type equals to radio, and you, as I already told you, we use id, and for linking purpose, for binding purpose, we use it. Okay, then we give name. We already know this. Name is your key for sending data to the database. Then we are using value. Value is your by default things you are keeping. Okay, now let's see this how to create. I am removing this thing. I'm giving some heading like some bold tag. Select your gender. Okay. Now I want to create a radio button. For that purpose, I am taking input type equals to radio. Okay, type equals to radio. I am taking. Then I am taking placeholder. No need of placeholder, right? I am giving key here. Name. It is my mail. Okay, so I am giving mail here, and here I am giving value mail. Okay, so now I am closing it. Now I am taking the label for it. Label. Okay, this is for mail, right? So I am giving the label as mail. For linking purpose, I am using for mail only. I am giving any text you can give. There is no restrictions like this. So but in ID you have to give same thing. So I am giving mail only. Okay. So now I have to create one more input like this for female. So I'm just copy pasting it. Here I'm just changing to female. Okay. Here also I'm changing. Okay. See here you have to give the same name. Here also I'm giving gender. Here also I will tell you why we have to give the same name. Gender. Okay. Now here I'm giving value as female. And ID, in this ID I'm giving female. Now this label and this input is binded together. How it is binded? Here in this for I give female, and in this ID I give female. So this label and this input is binded properly, and this label and this input is binded. How? I am here in this for I give male, and here in this ID I give male. So now let's check it. Okay, see, it is showing me the text which I give in our bold tag that is select your gender. Then it is giving male one option to choose it and female. So suppose I am choosing male here. Then I am clicking on the submit button. Okay, it is showing gender male. Suppose now I am choosing this female, clicking on this. It is showing female. Suppose I am trying to click on this both. See, I can't click on it. I can choose only one option. How can he understand? How the browser understand? It is a group. That's why I told you, you must have to give same name. Like whatever the name you are giving here, gender, the same thing you have to give here. Suppose I am just changing it. I am giving gender 1 here. Then now see, I am clicking on this male, female. Now it is allowing me to click on both options. How it is allowing? It is assuming this is one other radio button and this one is another. Why? Because you are not giving the same name. If you give the same name, then only it will consider this is a one group. Then only it will understand this is a one group. Okay, so in case of radio button or checkboxes, you must have to give same name. Okay, whatever the option. Suppose you are giving 4 options. Suppose you are giving one more option here. Okay, you are giving one more option, that is other. Okay, now I am giving other here also for ID or linking purpose. Other. Okay. In value also I am changing other. Okay. Now these 3 options are group. How it is group? We are giving same name. That's why it is in one group. Suppose I am changing this name. I am giving some another name. It means what? These 2 are group. These 2 are one group, and this one is another group. Okay. So that's why I'm saying you must have to give same name, or else browser will think like this one is another group and this one is another group. That's why it will allow you to choose multiple options. Suppose I'm giving a different name here, you can observe it. See, I can choose this one or this one. Right, I can choose this one is this or this one. Why? Because this two is one group. Right, here from here I'm saying. Okay. Now when I choose click on in this other, it is allowing me to choose both. How? Because I give name as different. That's why it is become one another group. Okay, so just make sure if you are creating a radio buttons or check boxes, you have to give same name. Then only it will consider as one group, or else it will be groups will be separated. Getting my point? Any doubt in this? Should I explain it once again?
No, ma'am. The in the code we started with form and then finished with form.
Yeah.
There we had a name, several buttons, radio button. So from
Yes.
starting a form to end of form, there are about 8 9 lines. So this is for taking input in one line, male, female, other, and then submit button. What is this called? The whole thing from starting to end, form to form, or that one line alone. Is this called element or is a different one?
Okay, so you are asking, yeah, it is complete. Call it as element. Like from this form to this form, it is a like complete form you are creating, but still you can call it as what one element. Why? Because see, this is your opening tag for this form, and this is your closing tag. Inside it, we are giving some content, right? So this is your one element, but inside it you are giving some more elements. So you can call it as like this is your parent element, this form is your parent element, these are your child elements. Okay, we will learn about this like parent child concept in our next classes. So this is your first one. So this form is your parent element, and inside all this it call it as what your child elements. Okay.
So that means if we are going to add another line to take input, that will be included in between. It will just have to continue and write before the last form, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, if you want to add some more input fields, you must have to add it inside this for before this closing tag only. Okay. If you add it after it, it will not work properly. Why? Because this will be not linked with the submit button. Okay, that's why you must have to give this inside this form tags only. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so then let's see about the checkboxes. In checkboxes also you have to do the same thing. Just instead of taking radio, you have to choose what type equals to checkbox, giving ID, then name like for your key, and giving value, whatever the value you want to give. Okay, now let's see this how to create it. I'm removing this one. Select your hobbies. I'm taking input type equals to checkbox. Okay, so now here I have to give a name, hobbies I'm giving. Then I'm giving some by default value, that is reading. Okay, then I'm giving ID here for linking purpose. Here I'm giving ID as reading only. Okay, now I'm closing it. So here in this above I'm giving label for reading. Okay, I'm taking one BR tag so that it will look in next line.
I have a question, ma'am. Sorry
Yeah,
to
sure.
disturb you. When we wrote select your hobbies, we started with bold tag, isn't it? B means bold tag.
Yeah, yeah.
If we don't want bold, how it will be starting?
If you don't want to give any text like this, right? You are saying if I remove it, it will look normal like this. Why I am using that bold? Just to user can understand why we are giving this checkboxes. You can use some any other tag for giving that heading. I'm just giving heading. Like suppose you can use H3 also. Select your hobbies.
Okay, heading will be used.
Just
Okay.
I am giving for the heading purpose. It is not linked with form. Like we already learned about this headings bold tag. So like now if directly we are giving like this checkboxes, user can't understand it. What is the purpose of it? I am giving like reading and writing. User will not understand what is the purpose of choosing this reading and writing. If we give some kind of heading, select your hobby, then he will understand, okay, so this website is asking for my hobby, right? So I'm just giving some heading. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I'm giving some heading inside our p tag. Select your hobbies. Now let's take some more hobbies. Okay. See here I'm changing it. Reading, I'm giving writing here. Okay. So directly, okay, no, I can't change it. I'm giving by manually writing, and here also I'm giving writing. Okay. I'm removing this one. Now let's see the output. See, it is giving me select your hobbies. Let's give one more br tag after this bold tag. Why I am giving this br tag? So that the new content, that this new input field which comes from next line. Instead of directly showing in this first line only, it will be now comes in next line. Now see, when I click on this reading, it is taking it. When I click on this writing, still it is taking it. Okay, so this is the use case of check boxes. You can choose multiple options. Your hobbies can be multiple. Now when I click on this submit button, see, it is showing hobbies, reading and hobbies. What is that? Writing. Okay. So whatever the thing user selected, it will be visible. It will be sent it properly to your database. Any doubt in this radio buttons and checkboxes? These two are similar, same, right? Instead of using a type equals to radio, we can use type equals to checkbox. When you want to let the user choose multiple options. Any doubt in this? You must have to make sure your concept is clear why we are giving same name. The thing here is why we are giving same name. Here also I am giving hobbies, here also I am giving hobbies. See, in this name also here I am giving gender, same thing. Why we are giving this same thing? For just for the grouping purpose. So that browser can understand this two input, like two radio buttons is in single group. Okay, for that purpose we are giving same name. Just like clear with this concept. Don't be confused with it. Just to make this as one single group, that's why we are giving same name. Okay. So any doubt in this? Okay. Okay, now let's move to some more tags that we are using in our forms. Now comes to buttons and text area. We already saw this button type equals to submit. Okay, when you use button type equals to submit, it will send the data in your server or some database. That means whatever the thing you are defined in your action will be work here. Okay, I'm just giving focus to here. Okay, why we use button type equals to submit means whatever the thing you give in your action, it will be work. That's why we give type equals to submit. Then we have type equals to reset also, just to clear, like suppose some user enter all the complete data. Instead of filling that form, they just want to reset it so that all the filled inputs will be cleared. I'm giving one example. I'm taking here as button type equals to reset. Okay, I'm giving clear. Okay, so when I click on it, suppose I choose this one and this one. When I click on this, it will be visual, like it will be gone. It will be clear all the selected thing. It will be not sent it to our database or server. Okay, see. But in the case of using submit, suppose I'm taking only writing. See, it is sending it to the server properly. But in the case of clear, it is clearing it, not sending. Okay, I think you guys have a clear understanding of this clear, why we use this reset. We normally in many forms we saw this kind of buttons like completely clear all the input fields. Now we have normal buttons also. It's like we can have normal buttons also, irrespective of type equals to submit or reset. We can have normal buttons also. Like in Flipkart also you can see like this. When you click on it, see, see, this is your normal button, right? It is not linked with any form. It is just a normal button. Means you can use this kind of button outside of forms also. This is not linked with any kind of form. When you click on this add to cart, see it is working. This is not linked with any other form. When you are clicking on this plus button, this is also one kind of button, right? So using this just a normal button like this, button type equals to button means it means what you are creating just a normal button. Here also you can see it. This is there is one share button. This is a normal button. Why? Because this is not linked with any kind of form. Okay, these are also kind of buttons. See when I click on it, some functions, some events are occur. So that's why we are calling it as a normal button. Okay, like we can use this normal button normally with JavaScript only. We use this kind of normal buttons with JavaScript only, right, to give some functionalities. Okay. Any doubt in this? Why we use these normal buttons? Any doubt in buttons? Okay, just have a clear idea about. Yeah,
We
please.
can add
We can
hyperlinks on the buttons in normal buttons, Cam.
Yeah, you can add a hyper, like you can do it like this. You use like a button. Okay. Inside it, you can use hyperlink. A href, and here you can give some path. Suppose I'm
Oh, in
giving.
the so in the message part of the button, I should add a hyperlink, na?
Uh, yeah. In the message part, we can use. Okay, I will show you one example. I'm adding the link of Flipkart. Yes, as I told you, you have to add it in the content part where you write some content in button. There only you have to write this href anchor tag. So here I'm typing. Suppose here also you can give go to Flipkart. So see, it it will be visible like this. This is one kind of button. You can remove this underline also, but we have to use CSS for it. To remove this underline, we have to use what? CSS. If you don't use this button, it will look like a single text, like a normal text. Okay, I'm just typing it here. Suppose I'm just commenting this. Now see. So it is looking like a normal text with some underline, right? So you can give it in a buttons also.
Okay, ma'am. I
But
got my point.
yeah, okay. But to remove this underline, you have to use CSS for it. See, when I'm clicking on it, it is navigating to this Flipkart website. Anyone want to ask me anything? Anyone having any doubt? Okay. Okay, this is all about buttons, right? Now comes to text area. See, in text area, you can give multiple options, like multiple lines of text. See, now in normal input field, you can enter some lines of text. Only one line is visible. Just a normal line is visible. But text area, we can use like in comments, in comment sections. Like in YouTube, they have a comment section. So the text area is a little bit bigger. In your Instagram also, to write some comment, it gives you some uh, lengthy section to write some comments. So you can't use input fill for that. It will not look better for it. So instead of it, you can use text area. Now let's see it, how to use it. Okay, to increase the width and height of your text area, we use rows and columns. Now let's see it. I am removing this. Okay. I am removing this. I am taking one label. Here I am giving for. Comment I am giving. Now write your comment, something. Comment only, okay. Okay, now after this I am giving input type equals to, okay, we have to use text area. We directly have a text area input like tag for it. Text area, see this one. You don't need to use input type equals to text area. We have separate tag for it. That is your text area. Okay, now inside it you can give some placeholder. Write your comment. Okay, now let's see it, how it is looking. See, it is showing like this. So now what I want to do is I want to increase the width and height also. So I can give it like this. I can give columns, calls. Suppose I am giving 10 and rows I am giving 20. So it will increase the column like this. Okay, and rows, 20 rows it will take. Okay, let me refresh it. See. Okay, you can increase the width also. By increase this columns, you can increase the width. I am giving 20 now. Okay. So here you can write multiple lines of text. But normally in input field you can't, the UI is not looks good. User will not understand this is for writing comment. So it is completely looking like here we have to write comments only. So for that purpose we use this text area tag to write comments. Okay. Suppose here also you have to give name attribute. For sending to some database, we use this name attribute. Comment I am giving. Okay, now let's submit it. This is good product. Okay, now I'm clicking on the submit button. See, it is showing me like this. Your comment is this is good product. Why it is showing this plus plus? Because of taking this spaces. That's why it is showing this plus plus instead of showing spaces. Why? Because your URL will not contain spaces. Okay. So this is the way to create a comment section like this. You just have to use text area tag, and you have to use this rows and columns to increase the width and height of your text area. Any doubt in this? Okay, what about others? Okay, guys. Okay, then we have drop downs also. Like when you click on something, like this is your drop down, right? This is your drop down. When I click on it, it is showing multiple options. So this is also a one kind of drop down, right? See, this is also a one drop down. This is also a drop down. So this kind of drop downs we can create in our website also using this tag. We just have to use this select tag for it. To create drop down in your website, we have to use select tag, and inside it you can give multiple options. Like this, when I click on this drop down, it is giving me two options. It is giving me only one option, right? When I click on this drop down, see, okay, it is giving me two options only. Yeah, it is giving me two options. So like this, you can give more options in this option tag. Just have to you have to give select to create drop downs. Inside it you are giving id for linking purpose, and you are giving name for sending data to your database. For that purpose you are giving name, and the value will be taken from this option. Whatever the option user choose, this will be send it to your server. Now let's see it how to create it. So here I am giving select your country, select your favorite fruit. Okay, okay, now here I am giving fruit. Now inside it, now we are creating drop downs, right? So to create drop downs, as I told you, we have to use what? Select tag. Okay, inside it we have to use what? ID. Why? For linking purpose we have to use ID. So that's why I am giving same thing here, fruit and ID. See, same thing. So now I have to give name. Why we give name? For sending data to your server. That's why we are using this name here. So I am giving the key as fruit, favorite fruit. Like this way I can give favorite fruit. Okay, now inside it only you have to give options. So I am giving options here. Options. So this is my value. First one is apple. So just for the user I am giving apple here. Now option 2, value. Here I am giving mango. So for user I am giving mango here. Okay, suppose I am writing value as mango, and here I am typing it as something else, that is orange. Okay, now let's see. Okay, when see, it is showing me the two options. Suppose when I click on this orange and click on this submit button, which fruit will be visible in this URL? Either orange or mango. See, in this value I give mango, but in this text I give orange. So now tell me in URL which fruit name it will be visible here. Anyone can tell me? Either orange or mango? Mango. What about others? Can you please guys tell me which fruit will be visible? See, inside this value I give mango, but in text I give orange. So after choosing this text as this one, when I click on this submit button, in this URL means which value is will be sent to our database. Can tell me anyone? Can you tell me? Okay, Krish is
It will be
only
mango.
yeah, mango will be sent it. Why? Because the actual thing, the value which you are giving will be sent to your server. This is only just a text that is only for your user so that user can understand it. Okay, now let's see it. Mango will be sent to the server. See, I'm choosing orange. Still, mango is going to the server. Why? Because inside this value, I give mango. But just to confuse the user, I give orange. Okay, but you don't have to confuse it like this. I am just for saying you for example. Okay, so this is the way to create a drop downs in your website. You just have to use select, and inside this select tag you have to give options. You can give like multiple options. There are no restrictions like this. Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am. If possible, one day you explain the whole line, man, full line,
Mm-hmm.
with all these kind of tricks. We just before we wrote BR, that is for line break, the two
Yeah.
spaces and then down. Now we understood that what is coming in quotes is for a computer, what is outside is for user to see. So
Yes.
like that, the full line with so many tricks, if you include and explain to us one day, it will be a nice practice for us to understand.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You are telling me like a complete how to complete like write a code proper in a proper structure. So one day completely I have to explain.
There will be many, many examples will be there. What all if you do, how the appearance will change in the website.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Okay. I got your point. Okay, we will see on that. After completing this HTML, it will be completed in next 2 days. So we will see all those tricks. Okay,
Okay.
so this is your like text area drop downs is completed. There is only two things are left. See, we can upload file also. Use in many forms you guys saw like upload your image, upload your resume, this kind upload your certificates. This kind of inputs are there in many websites. Right, so we can give that option also in your form. How to give that? You just have to use type equals to file. You have to use what? Type equals to file. Okay, there is not that much different. Just you have to use type equals to file. Now let's give it. Here only I am using label. Upload your file. Okay. So here I am taking input type equals to file, and name here I am giving, suppose name I am giving file only, and ID here I am giving, suppose file only. Okay, so let me close it. So in this for I am giving file. Okay, now let's see it. See, it is giving me the option like this. Choose file. How it is giving that just because of I give type equals to file, the browser automatically giving me the functionality to choose a file from my website, from my system. See, it is doing all this thing by itself. I'm not doing. I'm just give type equals to file. When I click on it, it is allowing me to upload any kind of file. Okay, I'm taking this file, opening it. it is showing me all the selected file, whichever the file I have chosen, it is showing me the name also. Okay, so now let's see, I am clicking on this submit button. Okay, in this file it is showing me my file name, means this file also will be sent to your server or your database. So this is the way to upload any kind of file. Okay, this one is easy only, right? So in this only we have one more attribute, that is your ink type. That is your, you can call it as a full form as encryption type, you can call it as. Okay, why we use this multi-part form data? See, your form, your file is in a binary format. Okay, like the text inside your file, whatever the text inside your file will be considered as a binary text. Okay, binary format. Browser will not directly send this much data directly to your server. So for that purpose we use this ink type multi-part form data. Okay, this is the reason why we use it ink type. Browser will not take the complete file text directly. It is dividing your all file data in multiple parts, then it will send it to your database. Okay, if you are not using this ink type multi-part form data, your file text will not be sent to the database properly. It will be like corrupted, it will be somewhat disturbed. So that's why it is important to use this ink type to make sure your file is completely sending properly to your database. That's why you have to make sure to give this attribute. Any doubt in this, why we use this attribute? Anyone?
No.
Okay. Okay, then we have, okay, so we have some more attributes also, like max length, min, max step, size, autofocus, multiple, and accept also. So we will cover all this concept and this grouping fields in our next class. Then we will learn about how to upload, like how to display some images in your websites also. How to display some images. Like previously we learned about how to display a image in your tab, in your title, right, beside your title in your tab bar, how to display image. But in your website also you can display images, videos, audios, like YouTube videos also. See, we will learn all these things, how to show images, audios, videos in your website. So properly we will learn all these things in our next class. First we will complete all these form attributes, then we will move to our media in HTML. So any doubt in today's class?
No.
What about others?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, guys. Now I'm going to end our today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.